The question has come today. It's an idea from Rabbi Adado. He brought a topic to me yesterday, and I figured I'd talk about it today. The question is as follows. Havdallah. We make Borei Meorei Ha'esh on the Havdallah. The Gemara in Berachot says, you have to benefit from the light of the candle. We all know that we look at our fingernails and the flesh above the fingernails when we do the Havdalah, the Esh. I'm going to read you Shulchan Aruch. Shulchan Aruch says as follows, says Maran, En mevarachin al haner ad sheyeotu. You do not make a beracha on the candle until you benefit. This is the Aramaic word. Le'oro, straight out of the Gemara. Dehainu sheyeh samuch lo b'chdesh sheyuchal lehakid ben matbea medina zu lematbea medina acheret. The Gemara doesn't say you look at your fingernails. The Gemara says you have to be able to look at currencies of coins and differentiate between them. How do you know when you're truly benefiting from a candle? And so if somebody owes you money and they pay you coins, remember in those days there was no bills, there was all coins. Someone owes you money, they pay you a bunch of coins. It looks like quarters. Can you be sure that it's American quarters or maybe it's Canadian? And so if you're close enough to the fire that you can tell the American coins from the Canadian coins, or shekalim, like this, you can see the image on the coins, that's called achieotu lo'onad. You're close enough that you benefit from the light of the candles. But if you're too far from the candle, that you wouldn't be able to differentiate between a shekel or a Canadian coin or a French coin or an American coin, then you're not having benefit from the candles. You're not close enough, you're not sitting close enough to the candle of the Havdalah. There are people who have the custom to turn the lights off in the shul. Why? A lot of Ashkenazim do this. If you turn the lights off in the shul, then you know right away if you're close enough because you can see or not see. Now, some say that this whole looking at the fingernails, there is a Kabbalistic reason, I'm sure everybody knows it, but some say there's also a pshat reason, that it's the same light benefit. If you're able to see the difference between your nails and your flesh, that would also mean you would be able to differentiate between coins. Some hold it's the same barometer. So if you turn the lights off in the shul, it's very simple. You know if you're close enough or if you're far enough. And Maran Shulchan Aruch says, if you did it and you were not close enough, you should really do it again. And so the question Rabbi Adado was asking me yesterday is, do we have a good enough candle and can people actually see it? Or should we think about different options? Just mentioning real quick, there are those who hold electricity is kosher for a Havdalah candle. We don't hold this halakha l'ma'aseh. But you should know, I'm not talking about Reform rabbis. The Brisker Rav did it on electric candles. The Brisker Rav did it. Rav Chaim Ozer Grzinski did it on electric. So there are many, many big heavy hitters who hold that electricity is called enough of a light. We don't hold like this halakha l'ma'aseh. And we also don't hold, you turn off the light. Says Acham David Yosef, B'sha'at birchat borei meorei ha'esh, tzarich sheyeh samuch lener. You have to sit close enough to the candle. Be'ofen she'ilu haya rotzeh livdok ulavchin le'or oto haner ben matbea shel medina zu lematbea shel medina acheret, haya yochol la'asot ken. If the light was off, would you be able to tell the difference? And some of the Geonim say, Mahamat ken mistakirin asiporei yad yamin. That's the reason why some Nishonim and Geonim say, we look at our fingernails, to look and see the difference between the nails and the flesh. Between the coins. He doesn't bring the Kabbalistic reason in the beginning. The beginning reason is the pshat reason. This is an easy way for you to tell, right? And you have the Kabbalistic reason as well. We won't get into it. Says Acham David, you don't actually have to use the candle. You just have to have been able to use the candle. You don't actually have to walk up to the candle and do it. You have to be sitting close enough that if you wanted to look at coins, you would see the difference. Yeah? So we can leave the lights on, because you don't have to use the light. We just have to have been able to use the light, if I wanted to, okay? במקום שאילו היה רוצה להבחין בין מטבע למטבע מדינה זו ומדינה אחרת, היה יכול לעשות כן. We don't actually have to do it. ולכן, אם היה סמוך ממש אל הנר, if you're close to the candles, ולא יסתכל בסוף פניים, and you don't look at your fingers, it's still kosher, because you just have to have been sitting close enough. Now, says Hakam Navid, we know that we put the right, I'm not going to get into the whole right hand, we'll do this the right finger another time. I don't want to get Kabbalistic right now. En tzarich, you don't have to turn off the lights of the hashmal in the shul. V'ikar adabat shi'amot samuch lener makom shi'achol lehanot me'oro. Just have to be close enough. Says Hacham Ovadia Yosef, alav hashalom. He says, you have to make sure that you're sitting close enough that you would be able to differentiate between coins. V'lachen, and he writes this in Yaviya Omer, and he also writes this in Hazon Ovadia. Lefichach, Hoba kedusha mutelet al gabae beit hakenesiot. It is a very big and holy obligation on the gabai of shuls, b'chol atar ve'atar, in all places, la'alik nerot sha'ava lefnei havdallah, to put multiple havdalah candles in the shul, b'shetach beit hakeneset, all around, be'ofan shekol hatzibur yuchilu li'anot me'or alenot. So everyone is sitting next to a havdalah candle. If you have a big shul and one havdalah candle, maybe everyone can't see it. Says Chacham Ovadia as well. Veda she'adavar pashut. It's obvious. She'en tzorich lichbot ha'hashmal kodem b'chad me'orei. You don't have to turn off the electricity. Because she'en na'ot le'oro shel hanir, to actually have benefit. Shechol shehu ra'ui lehanot me'oro dai b'kach. If you were able to, that's enough. And so it seems to me very simple. There are three things we can do to make sure we're doing the halakha correctly. Rabbi Adano mentioned maybe have the guy with the candle walk around. That's one option. I think the first option is, turn off the lights one night, light a candle, not on Saturday night, any night, and take a few coins, take a shekel and take a quarter, and see if you can see the difference. And go sit in the different spots and see where is far enough and where is close. The women, I don't know if maybe the first row, they'd be able to check a shekel. I don't know. The only way to do it is to test it with the lights off one day. So maybe we're fine. Let's say we're not fine. Option 2, you can do Rabbi Adaro's idea. You can have the guy with the candle walk around the shul. It's a little bit of a Torah Sibur, in my opinion. Option 3, you can do Chacham Ovadia's idea. You don't have to have one Havdalah candle. You don't have to be looking at the same candle I'm looking at if I'm making Havdalah. You could have a candle here. You could have a candle upstairs for the ladies. You can have a candle out there in the back for those people. And you could have multiple candles. And so it's very important that we follow the halakha. And so this is just part A. We have to figure out, want to make sure we're doing the halakha l'maaseh the right way. And so who's going to lead the task force?
So I think it's the rabbis together with
He's putting back on me.
because it's a lucky question.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have candles all over the shul.
Here's my hashash, Moshe. Want to hear my hashash? My hashash is if someone owed you a lot of money, anybody in this room, and they came hoshech be'afilah, and they gave you the wrong currency, in 1 second you'd know it was the wrong currency.
I think what we should really do, the practical solution, turn off the light on a weekday.
And test it out.
Candle,
Yeah.
And then announce, in order for you to be yotzeh, please do not sit behind second row. Please do not sit behind.
Exactly. That's what I'm asking. Who's doing that?
Mess, no walking around with candles, no 17 candles.
No, I don't like the walking around either. I think we have to test it. And if we determine some seats are too far, then maybe we have two Havdalah candles. Maybe we do that. Because then you got to block everybody else's view. I'm not a big fan of people coming up to the candles. There's always, every shul has two guys, they come up to the candle, they hog the whole thing. And what about everybody? I think it's cumbersome. I'm personally not a fan of this. I think that's a good idea. This is all divrei, hasidut. It's hasidut. They can blow it out like this with their hands. We said 3 weeks ago, don't blow it out with your mouth.
Right.
Okay. And so therefore we have halakha l'maaseh. Someone has to do a test. I think that someone's going to be me. It looks like it's going to be me. Someone has to do a test and see how far you can see. Maybe we're A-okay, and if we're not, we'll take step 2 and step 3, and we'll let everybody know the developments on Motzei Shabbats to come.
I'll make sure to bring a few different currencies. I'll bring shekel,
You're not going to, if you're, we'll buy more?
Do we have any shul right now?
I don't know. Abe is Mr. Candleman. Baruch Adonai Olam Amen V'Amen. Let's do Israel. Rabbi Hanan